Tri-City Sports Now. Of course, the big news over the weekend was not necessarily that Mike Tomlin won a challenge in a preseason game, although I'm still amazed by that. But it was been 0 for 10 in the regular season prior to that here on Tri-City. Well, in the NFL, not on Tri-City Sports Now. Listen to me. You can, of course, hear this radio program as well as all of the lineup from Maria Truser, Erwin Earlybird at 6 a.m. to on Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis, to Dan Patrick, to myself, to Colin Coward, to Chuck Oliver, to the Fox Sports Radio Network. And you can hear that not only on 1420 WEMB Sports Radio on your radio, but if you're out of range or you want it just a little clearer, try online, jetbroadcasting.live, or you could go to for this show, you can go to Facebook, assuming that we don't have the internet drop, but you can go to Facebook and watch this show either live or archived on our 1420 WEMB Sports Radio Facebook page. All right. The big news, though, was that Andrew Luck announced his retirement from the Indianapolis Colts, and he was booed for it because he waited too long, evidently, in the minds of the Indianapolis faithful. They shouldn't have that team in the first place. It never should have left Baltimore, but okay, I still believe that, and sure, I mean, who doesn't? Franchise relocation, it stinks. I mean, and all that. But Louis Riddick, NFL analyst, has his own 2 cents about how that's going to affect the Indianapolis Colts.
I still think, without a doubt, they can be a playoff football team because, number one, he's playing behind one of, if not the best offensive line in football, that they have seriously invested a lot of capital into improving. Look, you've got 3 first-rounders and a second-rounder on that offensive line of the starting 5. All right? That's pretty darn good. Costanzo's a good player. We all know how good Quentin Nelson is. Ryan Kelly's a very good player. Braden Smith, the right tackle, a very good player. So Jacoby's coming into a situation now where, one, he has the benefit of one of the things that Andrew Luck really didn't have until last year. He has the benefit of protection.
Does he? I mean, that's why Andrew Luck is quitting. I got to tell you, I think Louis Riddick is way off here. Way, way off. As soon as Andrew Luck announced his retirement, I said, well, there you go. I put it on our Facebook page. Well, now we know who's going to finish in last place in the AFC South. On Friday, before he announced his retirement, and thinking that Andrew Luck was going to play, I said, that AFC South, and we talked about it during a week with Vito Stellino, they go anywhere from first to fourth, any of those teams, any of them. I said there are 3 divisions I thought that could happen in. 1, AFC South, not anymore. Colts, they're the last place team. That might not be the worst thing for them long term. We've talked about tanking, and, I think sometimes that's talked about a little bit too much. By the way, why would a player tank so that there's a better opportunity for his job to be taken away? It makes no sense. However, I don't think Jacoby Brissett is a very good quarterback. And I know 2 years ago he had a 13-7 touchdown interception ratio, which isn't all that bad. He also didn't complete 60% of his passes, which, okay, well, if you're getting the yards, maybe that's not so bad. You know who Jacoby Brissett is? Remember the most overrated thing in the world, in my opinion, Deflategate. Remember Deflategate? And Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games. And so the Patriots became the Cheatriots, and, that most overblown story in the history of football, I think. Regardless, he was suspended 4 games because, the air didn't, Ben Roethlisberger comes away out of a bathroom, and the woman he shares the experience with, her friends say, he raped him, or he raped her, and that's 4 games. Taking air out of the football, same exact suspension. Something not right there. Something not right. Well, it wasn't proven, no charges were out there. Still, this wasn't against the game, really? Anyhow, just pointing this out to you, that I don't think much of Brissett. And during Deflategate, you remember, okay, this was Jimmy Garoppolo. It was going to be his chance to show he was the quarterback of the future. Initially, it looked like he was. And then he got hurt. So, the Patriots went to Jacoby Brissett. He was a rookie with the Patriots. Remember what happened? Patriots only lost one game, that 4-game stretch they didn't have Tom Brady. Came away 3-1. Pretty good. The one loss was a 16-0 defeat to the Buffalo Bills. And I know the Bills at the time had Rex Ryan as their coach. They were very defensive-orientated. But still, just nothing. And then when he goes to Indianapolis and starts for the injured luck 2 years ago, Colts go 4-12. This is the man who now has the reins of the team. I look at that depth chart and, I'm hearing some things. You think that the Indianapolis Colts would trade for Josh Dobbs? You got to either be a real big Tennessee or a real big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, not able to see the forest through the trees to believe that's what's going to happen. Because I'm going to tell you this. On the Colts roster is Chad Kelly. All right, maybe that's a so what. He was a Mr. Irrelevant, wasn't he? But if you remember, before his senior year at Ole Miss, he was considered to be the better prospect than Dobbs. He was the first team SEC. Dobbs was the second. And, well, Chad Kelly, not being the most mature player in the world, I guess his stock dropped. But there's something that you got to figure out if you saw him at Ole Miss. Something there. And I don't think Brissett, look, he's had a season. He's had the Patriots and he had a shutout loss to the Bills. Come on. Even if you lost to the Bills, not putting any points up, really, That's what really, you start to say, That's really what kills Josh Dobbs. Last year when he got some extended playing time against Oakland, not the best team in the NFL, he had 4 drives, didn't put any points on the board. And Pittsburgh sort of like, we're not just paying you to hold a clipboard. We would like you to produce when you're out there, And he didn't. And that's what's allowed Mason Rudolph to overtake him on the depth chart. Now, Dobbs will probably be third string, and Devlin Hodges would probably get cut. Okay? Hodges didn't even come in, the end of the game against the Tennessee Titans, that sort of thing. But why would the Colts want Dobbs? They've already got a guy who once upon a time was projected to be a better player than Dobbs was. Dobbs hasn't shown that he is a better player than Chad Kelly in the NFL. And, if it goes down to that situation where, Brissett, he's awful. Who do we got on the bench? If it goes down to that, let's see what Kelly once was a prospect. Let's try him. The Colts would probably, like to have that high draft choice and then say, hey, is Tua coming out? Is Tua coming out? 3 years, Tua coming out? You really want to trade for Josh Dobbs over that? Who do you think would be better long term? Put aside the orange glasses. Yeah. So, there you have that. So anyway, that's the take on Andrew Luck. There was some baseball, as I said, going on. Actually, a lot of good baseball and some bad news. I think it looks good for the Minnesota Twins to win the American League Central, if I can only find my story there. I think that it looks real good for the Twins to win that. The reason being is that the Cleveland Indians lost José Ramírez, broken hamate bone, likely out for the year. So they're down there starting third baseman. Remember when they picked up Josh Donaldson to play third base last year? Now, Donaldson, of course, hitting home runs for the Braves. But Ramirez was hitting .321 with 6 homers and 20 driven in just this month alone. And he was having a nice year. Indians called up a player named Yu Chang to take Ramirez's spot on the roster. He and Mike Freeman will likely get the most reps at third base going forward. But yeah, that makes it the Twins' division to win, doesn't it? When the Indians are down that one player. By the way, did you see Trevor Bauer, who, remember when he was traded to the Reds, went to an Indians game to sort of, show his allegiance to his old teammates and the fans there. And now he's saying, oh, I don't miss Cleveland. No, I'd rather be here in Cincy. Reds, by the way, were swept by the Pirates. There's an indignity. By the way, speaking of the Pirates, the Bristol Pirates, they had a horrible start to their season this year. Now they're in first place in their division by beating the Cardinals. They have 3 games left at the ballpark without the seats. All right. But wanted to go on, and there was also one other note a star player in baseball had. Let's go back to the major leagues. But no, I just wanted to give some props to the Bristol Pirates. Aaron Judge hit a home run against the Dodgers. Let's listen to it here. There's some significance to this.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air to right center field and deep. It is high. It is far. Oh, it is gone. A Judgian blast. His 3rd home run of the series. He is getting hot. Aaron Judge. All rise. Here comes the Judge.
All right, 81-year-old man referencing Laugh-In. There you go. But no, they have a situation where that was his 99th career home run for number 99, Aaron Judge. Hey, that's not, The other thing is that he promised he would hit it. All right, this sounds like some sort of, sappy old movie from the 30s or the 40s. Clayton Kershaw, by the way, pretty good pitcher, gave that dinger up. It was Judge's 16th home run of the year, and let me just put it this way. He had promised Judge had a well-wisher that he would hit one for you tonight, and that was that 3rd inning home run and eventual 5-1 victory. That home run actually put the Yankees on top 2-1 in the 3rd. Called this fan his lucky charm. The man's name is John Brown. He is a retired LA area school teacher and the father of Yankees catching coach Jason Brown. And he was on the field to watch batting practice. Judge approached the senior Brown upon spotting him on the dirt warning track behind home plate. Gave him a quick hello. Said I'd hit one for him tonight. Wind was blowing out. I thought I might be able to do it. All right. Now, yes, no, I guess like in those sappy old movies, this was not a, sick child who then throws his crutches away and can walk the way that I get, was that done once upon a time or so? But still a nice story, and Aaron Judge, the 99th home run for 99. That's not bad. The one thing about it was the Players' Weekend, and I've had my say on this. Only an idiot, the level of Rob Manfred, the baseball commissioner, would say, how can we market our game? I know, let's steal ideas from the XFL. I talked about this, how Vlad Guerrero Jr. was going to be Elk Jr. or Doctor, I don't know what he was, Clint Hurdle was not done yet or something. Why is sacrificing player identification thought to be good marketing? I mean, you're literally stealing ideas from the XFL. Who had He Hate Me on his back this year? Yeah. I mean, it might be just that. But the other thing was that the uniforms were all white or all black and therefore unreadable. And again, why is sacrificing player identification thought by Major League Baseball to be this great marketing ploy? It's the exact opposite. You know what the best line? I'll tell you who had the best line. It was Keith Hernandez. He saw the Mets and the Braves. Braves, of course, sweeping the Mets. Forget about it. Mets are now 12 out and not even looking that good for a wild card. But he said, you know what this looks like with white versus black? It looks like spy versus spy.
WEMB Sports Radio Irwin, Real Sports Talk, a Jet Broadcasting station.
Celebrate summer with All-American Savings at Neighborhood Ford. Right now, save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new 2019 Ford EcoSport.